Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 8, episodes 25 through 26, the finale. So yeah, we are here with another finale for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And some will have you believe, the second to last, the penultimate finale of the series. Some people are saying the season 9 is going to be the final season because of some supposed leaks a long time ago that have not been proven. Just because some of the other leaks happen to be proven right in terms of episodes for this season. There is no evidence, any legitimate, reliable evidence that season 9 will be the last season. And there's been nothing official said about it. And until there is, there's no reason to believe it. Now, if it is said, I'll fully accept it. If season 9 is officially stated to be the final season, I'll accept it. It'll suck, because I think season 9 would be a stupid point to end on. Plus, I think they're making another movie, aren't they? I think they're in the planning stages or already starting to write another movie, I think I heard. It would just make no sense to me to end on season 9, though. Season 10 would be, just in terms of just everything, really. Why would you end on a 9th season? It's so uneven. Like, that just makes no sense, especially when the series is still doing exceptionally well. Toy sales are still doing wonderfully. Viewership is still doing wonderfully. Yes, all these leaks are hurting it a little bit, but they honestly could very easily fix that. I'm not going to get into all that anymore. But the point is, there's no evidence, and we're on the Season 8 finale either way. So, either way, we should probably get on topic. Now, you are seeing this when this is set to air. I am recording this weeks ahead of time, because it was released in Australia early, which is still just completely stupid. It's ridiculous. These leaks, I'm counting them as leaks just because of how early they're being released in another country. This should not be allowed. This should just straight up not be allowed. I'm not going to get into a big ol' spiel again, as I've done in the past, about why I think the countries that put out the show should always get first airing. But I do believe that, but I'm not going to get into all of that here. But I will say that this many weeks ahead of time is stupid ridiculous. That should not be allowed either way. Because I believe episode 20 just came out this past week, right? So episode 21 comes out this next week, 22, 23, 24. Meaning the finale will not officially air until October 13th. October 13th. That's 4 weeks from this coming Saturday. 5 weeks from when this actually aired in Australia. It aired 5 weeks early in another country. And it was an official airing in that country. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. There is no logical reason for that, and it shouldn't have been allowed. But again, I don't want to ramble on about that. So, what do I know about this finale? Well, technically nothing. I don't know any spoilers. I haven't been spoiled to the content of it or anything, or the title, or who's writing it, or whatnot. I can guess on quite a few things, though. While I don't know anything for sure, I can guess that based on what they did a few episodes back in, what was that episode called? Oh, I can't think of the name of the episode right now. What Lies Beneath. Based on what they did with Cozy Glow, especially at the end of What Lies Beneath, I think it's clear that they're starting to try and make it so that it's obvious that she's a villain. And it would make no sense to try and push it past this finale. I've talked before how there are theories about how she might be connected to Chancellor Naysay. Now, will he have a part to play in this finale? I think it's likely. We've already seen him return once for a small role in the Friendship University episode. But based on where this season began, I definitely think it's possible and even probable that he will return in this episode as well. In what way? I don't know. I mean, if it's going to end up going the way where he does have a connection with Cozy Glow, maybe in familial relation, or maybe as a mentor or something, or whatever else, I don't know. I also believe that this episode will have a major part to play involving the students. The students have been a driving force this season. In fact, you could say that that's kind of where this series is starting to go. In its final years, and yes, even though I'm not convinced that Season 9 will be the final season, I do believe that MLP is probably in its final years. At least for this generation. There will probably be a new generation coming up after that. Like a year or two after that. But in its final years, I think Friendship is Magic is going to start focusing on more of the younger characters. Now, we haven't seen as much like big important stuff from the CMC lately. And honestly, I think the writers are kind of trying to figure out what to do with them at this point. But they'd have a lot of options if they brought back Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon. But no, it's been 3 seasons now since we've seen... Over 3.5 seasons since we've seen them. I'm not getting over that. Hey, maybe they'll appear in this episode for all we know. It's probably unlikely, but maybe. And again, when they do return, I want them to have a speaking role and a legitimate role in the episode. Not just some random cameo in the background. Or just like being shown maybe as part of a crowd or part of the cheering school children. But yeah, I do think the Student 6 are going to have a big role to play in this episode. And I don't know, again, exactly how. But I definitely think so. Now, we have also had the return of the Pillars during the course of this season. Most of which were in one episode, but still. Actually all but one. Now, will they return for this finale? I don't know. If Cozy Glow is truly the villain, which I've already talked to death about why I won't like that. If Cozy Glow is truly the villain here, I don't see this being that big of a threat, where the Pillars would need to get involved. Unless Cozy Glow is secretly, like, super evil or something, which would be kind of out of nowhere. It's implied that she's the villain, and it's implied that she's a conniving little, well, you know. But at the same time, I don't think there's any evidence. In fact, I know there's not any evidence that she's anything more than that. The only way it could end up going that way is if she somehow harnessed the power of the Tree of Harmony. Which is kind of possible, because, again, at the end of What Lies Beneath, it did show her definitely showing interest in the power of the tree, which was manifesting in the castle and everything, with the castle's roots and whatnot, and all of that jazz, the map and all of it's connected. The Tree of Harmony in the forest, the castle in Ponyville, and the map in the castle, it's all connected. It's basically one living being. That was basically confirmed in the episode, What Lies Beneath. Either way, I definitely think that maybe that's going to come back, because that was a big thing to kind of put into just an episode leading up before the finale, because that was definitely leading up to the finale and all. But I think that's still kind of a big thing to just put in one random episode there. I definitely think that's probably going to come back. But otherwise, yeah, I'm actually completely blind as to what actually is going to happen in this. Like, these are just all theories I have based on the evidence previously in the season. What actually happens, I don't know. I know nothing about this episode, and that's why I'm reacting to it so early. That's why I'm reacting to it over almost 5 weeks early, because it's still only Monday. And honestly, I think that's just the best way to do it before I get spoiled on anything and, like, know too much. But yeah, this is the final episode of the season. So I do want to talk more about what's going to happen after this, what's going to happen in terms of continuing forward with this show now going on hiatus until early, probably March of 2019. But I'll talk about that at the end because I just want to get into this episode. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the finale. So that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction.
And though you've come through many obstacles, shed tears along the way, you're still standing, live, love, laugh.